Hello and what's good with your JB Nation? It's your boy JB here on a Saturday, and we've got college football. We've got the Kansas Jayhawks versus the Texas Longhorns here. Both teams right now currently undefeated in this one, so we'll see how this plays out here. And so we've already got Lewis here on the stream. Lewis, guide us in terms of what are your expectations here for today? Lewis says, let's ride. Hopefully, this ride is a lot more better than what we've seen from the Broncos so far this season. But with that being said, though, it is Devin Neal with the first carry of the game who gained 26 yards on the first play. That's right, Devin Neal, 26 yards, getting after it here on the first play of the game. And so after that, Jason Dean in completion. So the Jayhawks here with the football from the Texas 49-yard line right now. Again, so far 2 plays for 29 yards so far on this opening drive. And so RC on Hoops, what's good with you? Love the name there. Caitlin Clark in Iowa, what's good with you? And you say, what's up, what's good? And so, hey, nothing like having some college football here on a Saturday. That is always good. Lewis says, a little worried, but riding with the over 55. All right, you're a little worried there. I'll tell you who else is worried right now. A bunch of those USC fans, they have got to be nervous right now. And honestly, it's their own fault. It's their own fault right now. USC did not try running the ball. They were able to get like anywhere between 6 to 12 yards of carry, not even trying to run the ball here. So, absolutely. But again, we're here in the first quarter of play in this one here. Kansas Jayhawks with the football here. And let's see. So, oh man, so it was a fumble there by my man Luke, but it was recovered also by him, but lost 6 yards on that play. So now we're going to be looking at 3rd and 16 coming up here for the Jayhawks from their own 45-yard line. RC on Hoop says, JB, I'm just here, so I don't get fined. Nice, nice, nice. Love it. Love it. Well, JB won't throw any fines your way, that's for sure. But our commissioner, that's an entirely different thing. Absolutely. All right, meanwhile, it looks like Jason Bean ran it for about 9 yards, but he will be 7 yards shy. Again, that's the quarterback of Kansas. They're 9 yards on the carry, and so Kansas will end up punting the ball on their first drive. Again, first play of the game, Devin Neal had that 26-yard run, but after that, offensive drive stalls out, and they will punt the ball, and Texas will take over from their own 12-yard line after the punt. Lewis says USC Colorado easy over 74.5. And so, oh yeah, does not get any more easier than that. Absolutely. But Colorado found themselves, so absolutely. You say favorite Marshawn Lynch quote. And so, yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, my goodness, he really hated the media. Like it was insane. It was insane. Kenneth, what's good with you? And you say, hey, my friend, how are you doing today? I am doing great. You say you're doing great also? That is what's up. But yeah, JB is doing great. I'm a little irked right now with Singletary for Penn State. I took the over on the pick'em at 81, and he finished with 80. And so all I needed was him to get one more yard, and it would have been totally different for JB. But he couldn't even get JB one more yard. So mad about that. That hurt JB feeling. Meanwhile, JB's going to go ahead and get the poll question up. But already we've got Texas here on the move again. We've got 1st and 10 right now from their own 32-yard line after the 12-yard completion to Mitchell. And so now let's see what the Longhorns do here offensively. Again, they're ranked number 3 in the country right now. So this Texas team looking for real so far this season. Let's see how this plays out. And again, Quinn Ewers again. Pass completion there, 17 yards. And right now they are at the Texas 49-yard line. Again, Quinn Ewers, 2 of 2 so far for 29 yards here on this opening drive here for the Texas Longhorns. And so they are moving the ball. 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. And so let's see, where are we? Lewis wants them to go deep. He says, let's go deep. Lewis wants to cash in early here. He wants to cash in early. All right, and again, I mean, he's just finding Mitchell every time. So far, Mitchell has all of his catches. That time, a 20-yard catch from Ewers here. And so, hey, if Mitchell is going to beat his man every single time, I can't blame him. I can't blame him, honestly. And so right now, moving the ball already in Kansas territory at their 31-yard line. Again, 4 plays, 51 yards so far on this drive in Texas. They are moving it fast here. Kenneth says, do we see any upsets today? And so, well, there's going to be upsets. There will be upsets, but JB will look at some of the later game slates to see if there's any of those games that I think will be an upset. Meanwhile, this time Urs throws it to Xavier Worthy, which I love me some Xavier Worthy, but this time he loses 4 yards on the play. And now they're going to hand it to Jonathan Brooks. And Brooks is going to gain 5 yards on the carry. Takes it to the Kansas 30-yard line. So now we're looking at 3rd and 9 for the Kansas 30-yard line. So far in this drive, 6 plays, 58 yards, and over 2 minutes in terms of time of possession off the clock. Let's see. RC on Hoop says, at least you're not showing the games on screen like some content creators. They're crazy. And so JB could never take that risk. JB could never take that risk at all. And so, but I do see some people get away with it. But at some point, I feel like they will catch it there. But yeah, I mean, what's the point of me just re-airing something and stuff like that? If I'm going to do it, I might as well at least contribute something to it. So I have heard some people say that they'd rather me do that, but not on this stream. Not on this stream. All right, so again, faced with 3rd and 9. And so just like that, my man Quinn Ewers here carries it 30 yards for a touchdown for Texas. So, Lewis, you wanted points. There it is. Lewis says, try it, JB. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And to your question earlier about who Ohio State plays next, they play Maryland next, and it'll be at Ohio State. But yeah, Maryland will be the next matchup for us. But that will not be until October the 7th. So that is Ohio State's next game, October 7th. So we get to have a bye week and discuss the many mistakes that we made last week against Notre Dame, and then go out there and hopefully play more complete. RC says, Lewis, you said it. And so Lewis says, thank you, let's go. Lewis is fired up. He says, let's go. Lewis already knows. Meanwhile, that USC game is finalized. USC won 48-41. I'm in shock that Colorado actually scored 41 on them. But, I mean, it's USC's fault. They refused to run the ball, so it was bound to happen at some point. It's just going to catch up with you. All right, but let me get the poll question up while I have a minute, because these offenses are moving extremely fast here. All right, let's see. And so, Mike, what's good? Mike says, JB, can you see thumbs down? JB can't see either right now from this screen. I would have to check from my phone here, but hopefully that's not showing. You say you accidentally hit it, but now it should be fixed. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. Absolutely. But, Mike, were you watching the USC Colorado game? I'm pretty sure that would have been a game that you would have wanted to watch for sure. Absolutely. Again, JB's going to set up the poll question here in a minute. But again, 7-0 is our score right now, with the Longhorns currently ahead on this one. Both teams have had the ball, but Texas was out there, and they scored fast. I mean, they scored very fast. All right, so all right, let's see. RC on Hoop says Colorado dropped the ball in their last drive, wasted too much time running the ball instead of throwing it. Let's see. Mike says, you were so locked in at Colorado, you thought it was weird that not enough time to come back, but you tricked yourself. And so, I mean, I was watching it, and I was thinking earlier to myself, USC was able to run the ball early in that game. They opted to keep passing, which passing is great, but at some point, you have got to also run some time off the clock, because if your defense, especially with USC, we know they're not that great of a defensive team. It looked like earlier in the season that their defense was improved from last year, but if you look at the teams that they played, terrible teams in terms of passing the ball there. So this was the best challenge that they faced passing the ball wise. And so great job by Colorado almost bringing it back there. So absolutely. RC on Hoop says, JB, how do you feel about Dollar Dame going to the Bucks? And so, hey, I like it from an offensive perspective. I'm happy for Dane and stuff like that. I really am. But defensively, though, True Holiday was very important for that defense. So in that aspect, they're gonna miss him on defense. But offensively, it's gonna be exciting, which means JB's gonna like it because JB likes offense. So JB's happy for it. I mean, to see Dame actually with someone like Giannis, JB likes that. I like that. Absolutely. Lewis says you was tempted to take USC's point, but instead you went the over. And so, well, there it is. There it is. I'm sure you're glad that you made the decision to take the over. Mike says to put up that game, Colorado more or less are back on your book. And so, okay, bet. You say in your face, Braden. Lewis says USC no defense changed my mind. And so, well, good decision with that one. Yeah, USC absolutely no defense. All right, so here we go for the Jayhawks, and the pass incomplete there. There was a swarm of Longhorns around him that time. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 coming up here. Again, first quarter with 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Longhorns are up 7-0. Let's see. Mike says, between me and you, did USC pack it up too early or what happened? Mike, to keep it a buck with you, what happened was USC, now this is my honest opinion, USC saw what Oregon did. USC tried to put Colorado away early. They kept trying to pass the ball, and I mean, they were getting touchdowns, but they kept trying to go for the jugular early. But what happens when you're in a boxing ring and you keep going for the knockout punch, but even when you're connecting, your opponent's not even hitting the ground. He's just eating that punch and just standing up. That's what happened. USC tried to knock out Colorado there, and it wasn't happening. And instead of them just doing conventional wisdom, mix it up, keep running it, because they were having success running. Every time I looked, their running back was getting 12 yards a carry, 6 yards a carry, but they decided, no, we want to go for the jugular here. We want to keep throwing it and break their will. But Colorado was not broken, and they stood strong. And so, therefore, at that point, then USC's defense got tired. And they're like, wait a second, we're not that great of a unit now. We're always out here. And so Colorado figured them out because they were on the field too long. Then all of a sudden, Colorado got hot. USC's defense was not. They went back to the USC of old. At some point, Cinderella's going to turn back into who we know Cinderella is, and so that's what happened with USC's defense. So that's what happened late. Colorado almost exposed them because they tried to go for the knockout punch and they missed horribly in that game. They should have been running the ball more, taking more time off the clock. JB's a big fan of taking time off the clock because even though you're scoring, Colorado's a great offensive team. They're a pass-first team. And so you give them too much time, and they will figure you out. And so USC tried to put them away. That's what they wanted to do. They tried to put them away. And so, Braden, what's good with you? Braden says, hey, JB, what's good with you? Let's see. RC on Hoop says, can we call them Colorado? You said you took out the D since they don't have none. And so, nice. Mike says the question on everyone's mind nationwide and globally, how does TMC feel about tomorrow's Bill versus Miami game? The game of all games, worried. And so that's going to be a tough one right there. I think this will be similar to what we saw last year, the first time between the Dolphins and the Bills. And so I think it will come down to Josh Allen in the red zone and failing in the red zone. Meanwhile, deep shot right now by Kansas, but it's incomplete. And so Mr. Bean with the pass, incomplete. 3rd and 8 coming up, and they're going to need these plays. They're going to need these plays to take out a team like Texas. You're going to need those plays. Absolutely. Braden says, doing good. Okay. Bet. You say the USC versus Colorado game was fun, and so especially in the second half, depending on who you were rooting for, actually. But absolutely. So shout out to them. They didn't win the game, but that was a big win for them in terms of just morale. Pass incomplete. Lewis says Michigan State, Iowa under 38. So he's taking the under in that one. I can't blame him. RC on Hoop says, JB, my favorite entertainer is going to be at the Sunday night game. Literally, she might be important than what's going on the field. And so you got a point. You have a point. Absolutely. I mean, come to think of it, you've got a great point. As Bill Belichick said himself, which I was shocked that he said, Travis Kelce's made a lot of great catches in his life, but this catch right here might be his greatest catch ever. So if it's coming from the GOAT, Best believe I second that. Mike says 70 to 30 Dolphins. You say we need to go over predictions at the half for the NFL. And so absolutely, definitely remind me at halftime for sure. Absolutely. Most definitely. But again, right now, Texas up 7-0. Texas going to get that football back. 8 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the first. So let's see what happens when they get the ball back. And so Lewis is still saying, go deep, Kansas. Absolutely. But man, there were just so many games that came on today. So I want you guys to let me know your top 3 games like throughout the entire day. Obviously, some games already played, so if you want to include those as well. But your top 3 games for today, your best game we like to call, obviously your pizza game, so that would be your best game. Your second best game would be your popcorn game. And the third game, what did we used to call the third one last year, Mike? If you can remind me, what was after the pizza and popcorn game? Was there another one? Or if not, then just give me your top 2. And so let's see here. RC on Hoop says, JB, when Beyonce goes to the game, people pay attention to the game. When Taylor Swift goes to the game, people be like, F that game. Saving this comment. And so let's see. Mike says, don't date crazy kids. And so Black Medicine, what's good with you? And he says, it's goodness, Green Bay sucks. I think that was intended for Braden there. All right, let me go ahead and put up the poll question here. A little late putting it up here, but nonetheless. Chitlin time. All right, here we go. Poll question is effectively up. Who will win, the Jayhawks or the Longhorns? Lewis says, let's go Dogs. You took them at -13. Okay. And then Lewis says, Green Bay makes him sick. Green Bay made a lot of people sick out there. They did. But shout out to Detroit. I mean, Detroit has won enough games now to qualify for ownership of the Green Bay Packers as of late, which is crazy to say. Because I remember a time period where like they would never win against Green Bay. But things have changed. Things have changed. So this week, JB is signing over ownership of Green Bay to the Detroit Lions, and I'm also signing ownership of the Jacksonville Jaguars to the Houston Texans. So those 2 teams, look out. All right, so Braden says his pizza game is USC versus Colorado, and then the Texas and Kansas is his popcorn game. Then he said the Notre Dame and Duke game. The Notre Dame and Duke game, that's going to be a good one as well. That will be a good one as well. And so let's see. RCM Hoop says, poll question altered. Who will win the Kansas Jayhawks basketball program? And you can't go wrong with them Jayhawks. You can't go wrong with that. Speaking of which, how much further we have until college hoops start to kick in? Because we are basically at the door of October now. So that's right. College hoops will be here soon. RCM Hoop says, you're not sold on Jordan Love either. I tell you what, he sold on us in the first half. Braden says, I can't even say anything because the Falcons beat you guys. Lewis says, Chandler Jones released. Oh, man, the Chandler Jones story is just sad. Meanwhile, they give it to the back off the right side, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards on the play. Oh, look at that. Look at it pushing and shoving out there here. Okay. Again, both teams right now are 4-0 here, and they're both ranked. So, huge game here. Huge game. RC on Hoop says November. Black says, is the Dolphin-Bills game going to be over city? I caution that. I need to know what's the over-under at. Someone let me know what the over-under at, then I can probably answer that. But honestly, I feel like that game is going to have more defense than you think in that game. It just feels like it to me. Just like last year, I was expecting a big back-and-forth matchup between them. But 2 teams that play each other twice every year. They're familiar with each other. Great, solid defense is there. I got to see what they put that over-under at to know. But you say early November. Lewis says you need a touchdown every drive. Well, with this offense, and again, I mean, Jonathan Brooks putting in work on that play there, 23 yards. Brandon Ewers is currently right now 5 of 5 for 68 yards here. You wouldn't even know that there was a man in behind him on the bench the way that he's playing. Play fake, throws it, and gets the completion. Somebody please tell me Who's playing corner right now for the Jayhawks? Because they're giving my man so much space. I feel confident I can make the catch out there. Wow. Mike says, is Chandler Jones crazy? Or are, let's see, all of us that's deep? And so, honestly, Chandler Jones, I can't defend Chandler Jones right now. I can only hope that he gets the help that he needs. That's what I can hope for. Listen, you say who won the Syracuse game? I know Clemson was up big last time I checked. Pass incomplete there, which is a rarity right there. His first incompletion, 6 of 7 for 91 yards. Right now for Texas. I'll tell you what, though. I was watching a bunch of different games earlier for different reasons, but R.J. Jefferson and that offensive line that the Razorbacks have, they did terrible. Texas A&M defensive line completely dominated that game. I had never seen a defensive line take full control of 2.5 quarters the way that they did. RJ couldn't get a pass up. Better get a completion. RJ couldn't get a pass up for the Razorbacks because Texas A&M defensive line went berserk on him. It got really bad, like really bad. He was stuck on 84 yards passing. Like at the end of the first quarter, he had got that, like I think the first two drives. After that, Texas A&M did a number on him. That defensive line deserves shout-outs from what they did to the Razorbacks offensive line. It was terrible. Mike says Harry activated to active. I seen that. I don't know what Minnesota's trying to prove, but I seen that. Braden says Clemson won. Black says Clemson. Meanwhile, Ewers throws it and gets the completion here. Shakes off a man before he gets brought down, but not until he picks up the first down. All right, so we got 1st and 10 here. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back receiver goes in motion here, takes a snap, and he's going to give it to the back, and then they give it to the end around the receiver here, and he's just trying to get to the edge here, nowhere to go, and he takes out his own teammate leg on the sideline. That's never good when that happens, but everybody gets up, so that's good. Let's see, you say Oregon State beat Utah last night. And so what was the final score for that matchup? That's right, I did hear that Utah lost. What was the final score in that one? Mike says Chandler bringing on substance RG forbid CTE. And so, man, I don't, man, that's so sad, though, because Chandler Jones, you guys know, former Patriot, former Cardinal as well, now with the Raiders. And so he's pretty much played for 2 coaches that I, know very much a lot. So I hate to see that for him and stuff like that. But the signs were obviously already there. So I just hope he gets some help. Meanwhile, Ewers trying to make something happen here. And he picks up about a yard on the run. 3rd down coming up. Braden says 21-7. Lewis says, oh man, Utah. Black says, glad I got home late because I was thinking over on KJ Jefferson rushing and passing yards. And so sometimes it helps you. Sometimes it helps you. I'm still mad that Penn State let Singleton get 80 yards rushing, but didn't let him get 81, which I took the over at 80.5. So that one hurt. That one hurt. I've been hoping for some type of stat correction or something, but that one hurts. 3rd and 13. Throws it, gets the completion, gets tripped up about 2 yards shy of that 1st down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down. But yeah, a lot of teams don't like running the ball, I see. But yeah, Lewis, they went down last night. That was tough. All right, meanwhile, we got 6 votes in, 3 for the Jayhawks and 3 for the Longhorns here. Let's be sure to keep them coming in. 4th and 3, so Texas is going to go for it here. 5 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Gives it to the back of the middle, and the back is going to get the 1st down here. Needed 3 yards, and he got them 4 yards and a 1st down here for the Texas Longhorns. Lewis says, come on, Kansas, you need points. But right now, Texas is with the ball here. All right, so we got first and goal here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. The current drive right now, 10 plays, 76 yards, 5 minutes and 30 seconds in terms of time of possession off the clock. And there's a reason why I throw that stat out there. Taking time off the clock is so important. It keeps your defense rested. It doesn't give the other team so many opportunities that they come back, like we saw for Colorado USC. Time possession matters. Meanwhile, that pass, oh my goodness, he almost threw it to the defensive back there. He had one hand on it, but he needed two hands on it. And that time, just a bad throw. Just a bad throw. In all honesty, just a bad throw. But defensive back, you got to make a play on that. Second down coming up here. Second and goal from the 8-yard line. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Gives it to the back, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Third down coming up. Mike says Stroud take the lead in the best rookie quarterback. Can Richardson retake? Mike, he absolutely can, but we've said it before, and I'll say it again. The best ability is availability. That's what it comes down to. Richardson has got to start playing complete games. But with that being said, though, they're both doing tremendous, honestly. It's way too early to be able to, really put them 1A, 1B. But I like what both of those guys are doing. I will say that. I mean, I'm happy for both of them. I really am. And we'll see what Bryce looks like when he comes back. Lewis says, let Texas score. Hashtag let Texas score. Third and goal. 5 wide. Ewers throws one up there. Oh, it's incomplete. And he threw it to Worthing there, or tried to anyways. I'm sorry, that was Whittington there. So, incomplete. I like it, though. Just a little bit more air on the ball is what you needed for him to get there, though. But I do like the throw. Just a little bit more air is what they needed. Let's see, Mike says Georgia players are potential Eagles. At some point, we got to stop that for them. At some point. All right, so they're going to bring out the field goal unit here for a 26-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Texas extends their lead now, 10-0. Here in the first quarter with 1 minute and 52 seconds left to go. And we're currently right now at the commercial. So, Braden, how are you feeling this week in terms of fantasy football? How are you feeling this week about your fantasy team? My team's going against Endozo this week, so David Montgomery gave me a nice boost this week. Lewis says 45 more to go. Mike says, let's hope the XFL and USFL is more games and good rosters. And so I really do want to see that really, really take off as well. So I'm right there with you. I would love to see them add, more games to it. I mean, because now you're not having to compete with each other. You merge it, there's more teams, make the season longer and stuff like that. Invest more, and let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. All they got to do now is just sign JB. That's it. That's it. Let's see. Mike says it key NSFL gets an agreement with the NFL to get NFL practice squad players reps. And so, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, man, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you? Lewis says, oh, man, Georgia taking one on the chin. And so what's the score right now in that one, Lewis? I didn't even bother to check to see their score. But they are playing against Auburn, so it'll be interesting. Mike says, I sent you a tweet, Ode, and you follow JB. Well, welcome, Mike. All right, appreciate that. I'll be sure to follow you back. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and check now. Absolutely. Oh, it says, did you, Mike? Okay, I'll add you. Yeah, we can use Mike to help defend us on the Twitter universe. For sure. But again, we are currently right now at the commercial here. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. All right, so absolutely. Lewis says 10-0. Mike says, I'm that suspect looking TMZ. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I just followed you back. Let's see. Old says, I got you and us, JB. You mean me? You're right. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, jumps into those battles, and I'm like a bystander. I'm like, nope, not gonna do it. But you got this. Braden says 10-0 Auburn. I did slick think about streaming that game, but I thought about what it could potentially turn out to be. So I was like, let me do this one. But that's interesting. That's interesting. Right now, Sanders is being assisted on the sideline there. So looking at that play, I hope that he's okay. But kickoff's about to happen here for the Longhorns. Let's see. Mike says, "You bet." You said it will because you need to account to watch people talk trash. All right. Lewis says, "If all three you say Utah and Georgia and the Bears lose, you're gonna cry." Well, you can mark the L for the Bears there. You know that's bound to happen. It's never good. I see a Michigan highlight here. And so, oh man, what a throw that was. What a throw. Yeah, that's never good. All I can say, Lewis, is save those tears. All right, so shotgun formation right now for the Kansas Jayhawks from their own 25-yard line. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap, feeds it to the back and the back off the right tackle. Still on his feet here, picks up 5 yards on the play. I don't know how he did that, but he picked up 5 yards on the play. And now we got second down coming up. Mike says Clemson 3-2 and Syracuse first loss. Syracuse just cannot beat Clemson. It's just not for them to do it. They just can't do it. 2nd and 5. Back goes in motion, and they're going to feed to the other back. And the other back says, I'll take it for the first down. He picks up 5 yards on the carry. And that's Daniel Highshaw Jr. with the carry, his second carry of the game. He's got 2 carries for 16 yards. Offense making a substitution. Defense as well. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Again, right now, Texas leading 10-0. Lewis says, come on now, JB. Said the Bears are not losing. I forgot. Who are the Bears playing again? Oh, that's right. The Broncos. If you guys will let Justin Fields just take off and run like crazy, you guys can win. But if you don't do that, then you'll lose. Meanwhile, nice pass there to get the first down here. I mean, he had to really extend that bootleg, but it worked out in his favor there, finding his tight end for the first down. And that time, Texas had brought the corner there, but great job by the quarterback eluding it. And when you elude the blitz, there's going to be somebody open. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter here. Mike says Mingo and Sanders are questionable. Meanwhile, Lewis says he'll play it safe and plus 3.5. Okay. Mike says Vikings, no D versus Panthers. Can Bryce hit them? I don't know. Because Bryce so far has been throwing a ton of short passes. I have noticed he's getting the attempts. He's even getting the completions, but he's getting 4 yards here, 5 yards here, 3 yards here, 6 yards here, 2 yards here. You know, it's not really taking those deeper shots down the field where you can get a big play from someone like, DJ Chark. I mean, look at what Andy Dalton did last week with them. I mean, sure they didn't win the game, but I mean, They were getting more yards per catch, and so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, he learned something from watching that game. So we will see. Mike says mid Chubb Hubbard running between, and so he's been that way his whole career. He's been that way his whole career. I'm disappointed because I had higher hopes for him coming from Oklahoma State, but he hasn't lived up to it yet. Lewis says you need 14 points per quarter to hit the over. Yeah, well, you better just hope that Kansas defense doesn't settle down Texas offense because right now you're going to need Texas to put up some points until Kansas figures things out offensively here. But right now, because right now they're 1 of 5 passing for 18 yards through the air. Neal, they've got to keep running Neal. Do not lose track of running Neal because he can really make this offense go. Let's see. Mike says Bryce threw a pick or two prime time. He's afraid to let it rip, and so these three rookie quarterbacks, they're going through different types of developments and stuff like that. I mean, but I'm honestly happy for all three. I feel like at the end of the day, we're going to look at all three quarterbacks, and they're all going to get second contracts. They're all going to get second contracts with their current team. So that's what I feel like. At some point, Bryce will figure it out. You must remember with his size, it took Drew Brees a full year and a half to really start to execute and show the Chargers, like, okay, you were right to draft me because that size, the adjustment, the speed, getting pieces around them to protect them, build that confidence. So at some point, that light bulb should come on. You guys remember Tua's first year. Tua did not look great that first year. Ryan Fitzpatrick clearly was a better quarterback, but the Dolphins had other reasons why they opted to make the switch. But give him time. Give him time. It's way too early. Give him time. Let's see. You say Chuba will break occasionally, but quickly gets caught. You say Buffalo got first win over Akron. Dang. And so, all right. And you say Florida crushed by Kentucky. What happened? That's right. Florida got crushed by Kentucky because Kentucky let their running back loose, and their running back, it's like Kentucky knew that Florida's run defense was a fraud, and they went in there and exposed them because Florida's run defense was second in the conference thus far this season. But Kentucky lined up and they ran. Last time I kept count track, their running back had 249 yards rushing, and I'm sure that he got more than that. I don't know how many times that man reached the end zone, but they broke Florida. They broke Florida, in which we saw Utah break Florida as well. So Florida can be broken. Like I'm telling you, they get folded more than a chair and stuff like that. But shout out to Kentucky. They've gone out there and shown that Florida can no longer beat them. So shout out to Kentucky for that. Let's see. Black says, who do you think has the worst offense that we've seen so far this season in the Power 5, and why is it Iowa? When you put the answer in the question, that's like when a professor asks something and like it's an easy question that's supposed to be a gimme because the answer is in the question itself, and yet people get it wrong. Braden, I hope you're not watching. That was oh, poor Iowa. They're down bad. All right, they picked up a yard there, so it's 2nd and 9 coming up. Again, that's Devin Neal. He's got 4 carries for 39 yards. And this man is the truth. He's the real deal. They need to continue to feed him. The 2nd and 9 coming up. Mike says Bryce will be good eventually. Lewis says Florida just wanted to beat Tennessee. That's literally it. Oh, look at that. He's going to take this one. Oh my gosh. Wow, is that a touchdown? Really? So here's what happened. Our quarterback went to run the option to the left, and he's running, and I'm thinking he might take it all the way. All of a sudden, he gets rocked like a crash dummy in a car, and he fumbles the ball right to his running back, and his running back picks it up, and he takes it all the way for a touchdown. Coaches say don't fumble it, but when you fumble it like that and you score a touchdown, who's going to yell at you? Who's going to yell at you? Oh, he got rocked up. He got rocked. That could have easily been a turnover the other way, but sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than to be great. So we'll take that. Lewis says he'll take that. Black says it's Iowa under City. Iowa is the perfect example of undercity because a terrible offense and a defense that's actually pretty good. So it's going to be a low scoring game more times than not. So they're the perfect definition of undercity and stuff like that. Oh man, but look at that. I mean, that's not how you draw the touchdown there. That's not how you do it. Lewis says the only time I'll take an over for an Iowa game is if they play USC. Ooh, now I really want to see that matchup. I want to see that matchup. Horrible offense versus horrible defense. I want to see that matchup. But honestly, though, Iowa can still run the ball, though. So I feel like, but USC won't stop scoring, though. So, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think. Why are we thinking about Iowa versus USC right now? Why are we thinking about that? When we will literally get to see that matchup like next year moving forward and so forth. Mike says everything Gucci. Right now, this play is under review now. They're going to review the touchdown. Let's see if it stands. All right, so it stands. It's confirmed. It is a touchdown. So, wow. Braden's not happy right now with that statement. Mike says James Madison 5-0. Lewis says Iowa will put up 20 maybe on USC's defense. Ooh, over under Iowa for 20 points against USC. I think so. I think so because USC will try to jump up to a big lead and then they'll try to put in their backups, which their defense is already not good. So I could see that. I could see Iowa getting 21 points. USC probably getting like 45. I can see that. And so Lewis says, come on, ref. It's good, ref. Oh, it's good, all right. It's good. He barely kept that knee off the ground, though, on that fumble. But it's a touchdown, so you'll take it. You'll take it. My question is, who gets credit for the yards on that play? Uh, but we are currently right now at the commercial, and we've got ourselves a good one here. The scoreboard hasn't updated on my end here. I'll see if I can correct that or not. But let's see if we can get that. Meanwhile, now's a good time while we're currently at the commercial. If you haven't done so already, be sure to go ahead and press that like button already. And also, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button again. Tomorrow will be the next stream, and it's going to be I believe the Chiefs and the Jets. Is that our Sunday night matchup? The Chiefs and the Jets. Who put the Jets on prime time again? I thought the league was trying to clean that stuff up, but I guess not. All right, so let's see if I can get the scoreboard fixed for us. All right, I guess at some point it'll fix. There we go. Absolutely. Lewis says drinks taste good right now. And so, I bet. I bet. I bet. How is Georgia doing right now, Lewis? Now's a good time for me to check out some of the other scores as well. All right, I see UGA did score. Okay, okay. Okay. Mike says Taylor Swift soda can she drank from was thrown away by her and put in the trash. You say you're bidding big money. It touched her lips. Forget the garbage germs. If won, you will have it framed. Braden says 10-7 Auburn. Okay. Okay. It seems like this year Georgia's just a little bored, so they're liking to they want to spot teams some points and then try to make it a game after that and then take over. So very interesting. Lewis says the dogs woke up. They're going to be saying who woke the dogs up now. Meanwhile, I see Michigan scoring again. Let's see. Mike says Texas A&M wins over Arkansas. Yeah, I mean, it was pure domination by that defensive line by Texas A&M. Honestly, Razorbacks have got to do better. Who are some of the best returning college hoops players? Braden, I'm sure you can answer that, but who are some of the better college basketball players that are returning this upcoming season? And some of the better teams this year. Meanwhile, kickoff on the way, no return. So the Longhorns will try to respond after giving up a touchdown to the Jayhawks. Again, 10-7 is our score right now. Braden says 21-0 Michigan. Lewis says, where's the good luck hoodie, JB? Well, Lewis, the difference is I was in Georgia wearing that hoodie, so therefore it was cold, Lewis. I'm waiting for it to get cold. I'm in Texas now. It's hot. It's always hot. So no hoodie until it gets cold and stuff like that. But at some point, JB will bring it back out. Meanwhile, Texas, look at Texas go. This is a foot race. Does he have the speed to do it? And he gets caught from behind at about the 8-yard line there. And so that certainly is going to show up on his speed rating when they do drop next year's version of college football, assuming that he's returning. But what a big-time run that was. Oh, my gosh. Like, wow. Excellent job there by the O-line, and excellent job by the back. And good job protecting the ball at the end from that swipe. Now we got first and goal here from Longhorns. Lewis says, go, go, go. He's liking it. He's loving it. He wants some more of it. Again, that was Jonathan Brooks on that 67-yard run. Receiver goes in motion. Gives it to the back, and the back, look at him. Oh, he's going to lose 2 yards there. And that play was blown up from the start there. He had to make a couple guys miss early. So now we're going to get second down coming up. So we got second and goal with 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the second. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Receiver goes in motion, play fake. Ewers moving around, and he's going to get brought down for the sack. He's going to lose some yards on the play here. Third down coming up. Lewis says, oh, hold on, almost spilled your drink. Careful now, Lewis. All right, so Braden says Zach, Edney, Hunter, Dickerson, let's see, Armado, Baycott, Tyler Kalik, and Ryan. Yeah, JB can't say that one, but are the best returning players. Okay. And what about the top teams coming back? In your opinion, the top teams coming back. Meanwhile, the completion there in which he picks up a yard, the fourth down coming up, and that's going to bring out the field goal unit. So, yeah, Lewis is not going to like that one. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Longhorns are now leading 13-7 after that field goal attempt, in which they had that big 67-yard run. But excellent job there by Kansas to hold them to 3 points after that play. And again, we are currently right now at the commercial here. Let's see. So Braden says UConn, Kansas, Duke, Marquette, and Michigan State. Okay. Okay. I mean, I didn't see Ohio State up there, Braden. I thought you must have made a mistake about not including the Buckeyes up there, but I'll assume it was just a mistake. Mike says Nebraska stinks. And so JB said that a while back. I told you Nebraska still stinks. They just overpaid our guy for no reason because Nebraska's still Nebraska at the end of the day. At the end of the day. But yeah, Florida got exposed today. So that tells me everything I need to know about Tennessee as well. I had some serious doubts about them, and this confirms Florida's not that great, which we already knew. But yeah. Let's see. Black says that's been the case since 1970. Black presenting the facts here. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, we had to know. Like nobody was kidding themselves. We had to know that that game was going to turn out to be an ugly, ugly game. You just had to know. I did watch that Penn State game. That Penn State game was actually, well, I watched some of it. I believe that they were actually tied at halftime because Northwestern jumped out to like a 10-3 lead and stuff like that. So they were either tied or Northwestern was up one of the two. It wasn't until late where Penn State took full control of that game. But Northwestern made it a physical game. All right, kickoff on the way. All right, no return here, so they'll take over from their own 25-yard line as they trail 13-7. And so they're going to look to see if they can replicate what they did last time, although ideally they would like to not fumble it to get in the end zone this time. Takes the snap, feeds it to the back, and the back is brought down there. I mean, great job by the defense there. He was going nowhere. And now we've got under 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Again, Texas leading right now 13-7. Lewis, I know you want touchdowns, but how are you feeling right now? All right, so 2nd and 11 here in which they'll line up in a shotgun formation here. Going to opt to go with 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back goes in motion. Throws it and gets the completion there. Going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. And that's going to make it third down coming up here, 3rd and about 6. So we got 3rd and 6 here. Again, both teams are undefeated here, so if Kansas can find a way to win this would be huge right here. But obviously, Texas, they've got big expectations themselves. And look at that. He's going to try to run the option out of that, keeps it himself. And so Ends up still being short of the first down marker by a few yards. Lewis says, which is why I don't like taking overs, more stressful. Lewis says, taking the over has been very stressful. Well, you know what hasn't been stressing lately, Lewis? Your pockets have not been stressful. You've been what, like 18-3 so far? Surely a little stress can't bother you too much. But the Jayhawks are looking to punt the ball here. Braden says that Georgia ties the game. Okay. Punt's on the way. Fair catch assembled, and he catches it from his own 19-yard line. So that is where Texas will take over with the football. Lewis says, especially because time doesn't stop after first downs no more. You said, that's right, the secret to the unders. And so Lewis is picked up on a very important fact when it comes to college football. The fact that the clock doesn't stop anymore after every first down. That's big. That's big. That is big. And you're absolutely right. And again, we are currently here at the commercial here. Well, now that Lewis has shared his secret sauce with the rest of us, we'll be looking to try to take advantage of that. Braden says, you think the Pats can beat the Cowboys? Braden, I think so. I think so. The Cardinals have given me hope. But if we're going to do it, we're going to have to really, really have the offensive line step up. But we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. So, does JB think we can? We can do it. Now, will that happen? That's an entirely different conversation. But I think we can do it. All right, so getting ready to get back to the action here. Receiver goes in motion. Hands it to the back, up the middle, still pushing forward. Nice push there by the line. And he's going to pick up about 8 yards on the carry. Again, that was Brooks on the carry. 9 minutes to go here in a second. Fakes, gives it to the back here. Oh, look at that. Nice pickup on the play. Ball goes to about the 43-yard line of the Jayhawks. And Brooks is going to, I thought he was about to sub himself out there for a minute, but nope. All right, 1st and 10. Give it to him again, and look at this, another first down. Picks up 12 yards. Sometimes that's all you have to do is just continue to run the ball. All right, so now they take him out. All right, so we got 1st and 10 here. Hands it to the back, and he's going to at least take him to Jayhawks side of the football field. Second down coming up, 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And again, right now, Longhorns lead 13-7. So this game is slowed down. I think at first they were trying to, move with some tempo, but the game is slowed down a bit here. That was C.J. Baxter with the carry. 2nd and 5 here from the Jayhawks 47-yard line. Fakes it. Throws it over the middle, gets the completion, and this is Mitchell, and Mitchell gets brought down at about the 34-yard line of the Jayhawks. Yeah, excellent job there by Mitchell there. He tried to get some yards after the catch there. Great job just making the catch here. Substitutions being made by the defense. So it's 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Longhorns trying to see if they can get in the end zone. They feed it to the back off the right side, and he gets tripped up there, but not until he picks up about 3-4 yards on the play. So it's 2nd and 7. Receiver goes in motion. Lewis feels the rush, throws to the back, and the back's going to get brought down. He's going to lose 2 yards on the catch. Excellent job by the defense. So we got 3rd and 9. So far, Texas is 2 of 5 on 3rd downs. And they feed it to the back, and the back is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That time, the Jayhawks were not sleeping on that play. Gets the tackle. I see that Vanderbilt is beating Mizzou right now 7-3. Uh-oh. Braden, light years ahead of the rest of us. We're just going to ignore that comment as if it didn't happen here. Now let's see. Kick is on the way, and it curves at the last second. It is no good. It's almost like Braden can see the future. But as Braden said, he missed it. So, wow. Lewis doesn't like 3 points. So this time, he didn't even get 3 points here. Ouch. That hurts. But, hey, if you're the Jayhawks here, you still have an opportunity to try to take the lead on this drive. Braden says, dang, he spoiled it. It's all right. We understand. We understand. And we are currently right now at the commercial. I see that the UGA and Auburn game is still tied up 10-10. Michigan still going to work with Nebraska. Mizzou struggling with Vanderbilt, losing 7-3. Okay. Let's see, that Boston College and Virginia game, Boston College is up 24-21. Central Michigan versus Eastern Michigan. Central Michigan up 26-23. With 42 seconds to go in that matchup. Central Michigan trying to hold on there. Okay. Right now, Maryland's up 21-3 over Indiana, while Illinois is up 10-6 versus Purdue. Lewis says the score don't move. Lewis, I'm starting to get nervous for you. Starting to get nervous for you. Starting to get nervous for you. Texas Tech is up 28-21 over Houston. How about University of Central Florida? They are beating Baylor 34-7 right now. Baylor just having a tough year. University of South Florida, they're up 21-14 over Navy. Second quarter for them. And Old Dominion out here crushing dreams. They're leading 20-10 over Marshall. Boise State's up 3-0 over Memphis. Okay, Toledo's up 14-7 over Northern Illinois University. Okay. Braden says you have UCF going to the Big 12 championship. Okay. Okay. Again, good old UCF. When I think of the alumni for UCF, the first two people that come to mind, I think of Blake Bortles, who went to UCF, and I also think of Dante Culpepper, who went to UCF. Two different reasons, though. Receiver goes in motion, fakes the option, takes a shot, throws it. Oh, man. He just missed the receiver there. And that time, Mr. Bean unable to get the completion there. You see Sanders heading to the locker room for Texas. But yeah, so far, Jason Bean, he's 2 of 7 for 23 yards so far. So they've been able to stay in it in spite of his ability to really move the ball through the air. They give it to the back, and the back picks up a nice pickup there, about 5 yards there. Third down coming up. Lewis says no. Oh man, JB's starting to feel like I'm the one that's way behind everybody else right now. All right, we got 3rd and 5 on the run. And oh, he's going to get brought down there, and he's not going nowhere. Great job at the Longhorns defense. And Lewis is like, no, this is why he should have taken the under. If only he knew. All right, so 4th down coming up. Damon Greaves, who's been getting his share of points up. Lewis is like, geez. Braden says, nice tackle. Braden's impressed with this. All right, now there is a penalty for the delay of the game. Back them up. Another 5 yards. Oh man, that's one intense looking coach right now. I thought he was reaching to the side of his pocket for a different reason. I was like, what? Wait a minute now, coach. He looks pissed. All right, punt's on the way. It's going to bounce inside the 20, and that's where they'll pick him up. So Texas Longhorns here will take over from about their own 19-yard line. Score right now, Longhorns 13, Jayhawks 7. Last time out, the Longhorns missed the field goal. Lewis says, beer him. Well, Lewis, the good news is they stopped getting field goals. I guess that's the good news for you. Out of the shotgun, fakes it to the back, throws it, and whoops, makes somebody miss. And he's going to be about 2 yards shy of that first down marker. Second down coming up. I expect in the second half for Texas to continue to get the ball, some more passes through the air here, keep moving the ball, and get things going offensively. Now, can Kansas get something going in the second half passing? That would be the big question. Lewis says, that little kid, 7-year-old David, was hilarious on Thursday night. Hope he joins more often. And so, hey, he was a stronger fan than Braden when it came to being for the Packers comeback and stuff like that. He never lost hope. So I did want to see him come back for that kid's sake. But dang, Braden, because Braden gave up. He punted. He threw in the towel. He's like, I'm out. He wanted to beat traffic. He was done. Meanwhile, they feed it to the back, and the back off the left side picks up about 4 or 5 yards on the carry, but there is a penalty here. Lewis says you agree. And so, yes, I mean, he stayed true while Braden was ready. Like, Braden just punted on his team. He left his team there to dry. All right, so 1st and 20 after the penalty against the Texas Longhorns. 1 minute, 53 seconds left to go. Fakes to the back, steps up in the pocket, throws it. That's going to be incomplete. Great coverage there by the defense. 2nd and 20 coming up, but there is a penalty. There is a penalty. So let's see what the official is about to say here. You say Apollo Creed would be alive. Braden would have thrown the towel, and so sometimes you need a Braden on your squad is what it sounds like. Sometimes you need a Braden in your corner who's going to throw in the towel before the match is over. In that case, Lewis, it literally would have saved lives. So Braden, keep throwing in the towel. Keep throwing in the towel. That's the lesson we got here. Anyways, 1st and 25 after the penalty there, again against the Longhorns. Gives it to the back, and the back, he's just going to still fighting for it here. Going to pick up about a good 7 yards on the play. 2nd down coming up. Braden says he's getting so many shots thrown at him this stream. Nah, Braden, it's not even like that. It's not even like that. He's just literally saying that you would have saved somebody's life is what he's basically saying. You would have been a hero is basically what Lewis is saying. In another world with another situation, you would have been a hero for what you did. 2nd and 19. Gives it to the back again, and look at him go. Gets brought down at about the 35-yard line with a great pickup here, and at least it makes 3rd down more manageable here. Meanwhile, that Auburn and UGA game still tied up 10-10. They'll be going to the half. And Michigan's beat Nebraska 28-0. Nebraska might want to throw in the flag. Or as we say, pull a Braden. Ewers throws it and gets the completion. Look at that. What a play. What a big time play. You said you was talking about the Iowa comments from earlier, and so well, Braden, that couldn't be helped. I mean, some of them are shots, but a lot of it is just pure facts at this point. It's a well-known fact. But you know what? After this play, I did want to ask you about something. Meanwhile, Ewers runs it for about 3 yards before he goes out of bounds. 20 seconds remaining here before the half. Braden, I was looking at your fantasy team. How in the world, Braden, did you start 3 Detroit Lion players against your own team? Tell me that. How did you start 3 players on your fantasy team from the Detroit Lions? I think it was 3 against your own team, the Green Bay Packers. Please elaborate. And why would you draft so many Detroit Lion players when you're a Packers fan? Ewers throws it, and oh, what a nice play. And he was able to get out of bounds. Good job. Lewis says, I love defense, but not today. He's like, guys, I get it. You want to be known for defense, but this ain't the way. Lewis is like, this ain't the way. I feel you there. 7 plays, 52 yards so far on this drive, and 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Turn time possession off the clock. 13 seconds remaining. They need 29 yards, but they're going to get into the end zone. Fix to the back again, in the pocket, throws it over the middle. He threw a pick. He threw a pick. He threw a pick. Lewis, you like that? Lewis says Braden fed the Lions his own cheese. Braden, Braden says pick. Oh, man. Oh, man. Braden says you picked Laporta in golf. And so, all right, so it was just 2. I thought you had a third one as well. But it was just 2. Okay, okay. But I understand. I understand. Goes out there and takes a knee, and that's going to take us to halftime with the score right now. Texas 13, Kansas 7. But yeah, I was looking. I was like, dang, Brady, you got a lot of players from Detroit on your roster. I was like, dang. Okay, okay, okay. Ah, you also have Detroit's kicker. Okay, so you got Patterson in the trade. Okay, gotcha. And so Lewis says, yes, vamos. So there you go. All right, so Texas leads 13-7. And right now, if you came looking for the over, Lewis, then you're probably mildly disappointed right now. But we do have ourselves a game here, 13-7. And so Quentin Ewers, he's 14 of 18 right now for 162 yards through the air. But he did throw that pick towards the end. You're not going to want to do that. Not going to want to do that. Braden says there's 3. And so, yeah, 3. Yep, absolutely. And the one Packer player you have on your team, I think you had him on the bench. So that was telling. And you had him on the bench. You had Luke on the bench. Again, we are here at the half. And so by the numbers, Texas is putting up some numbers here, statistically speaking, especially on the ground. Brooks has 11 carries for 124 yards. But you look at Kansas, and even though Jason Bean, he's 2 of 7 for 23 yards, you know, Highshaw has 5 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown. And we know how that happened. But this game is just 6 points. It's just 6 points. Black said even Braden knows the Lions are better this year. Let's see. Braden says you want Johan Dotson, JB, and so I do like my team, but I may take a look, but I'm probably not going to end up trading for him. Let's see. Lewis says we'll be over. We'll be okay, JB. It's going to hit over. Okay, so you're telling me the second half is going to come out and be a shootout is what you're telling me. Let's see. Braden says, yep, I do black medicine. Braden said there's no denying it. There's no denying it. Absolutely. All right, so it's time for JB to do his pick'ems at the half. But before we get to that, let's let JB get to, let's see what we're trying to get to. Pull up the NFL schedule for tomorrow so we can go through some of these games real quick. All right, so again, tomorrow's London matchup. Remember, there's a game tomorrow in London. So if you play fantasy football, if you have a player either on the Falcons or the Jaguars, please check your lineup before you go to sleep because you might wake up too late and that game will already be playing. You just never know. So make sure that you have your lineup checked for sure. Let's see. But the Falcons against the Jaguars, and again, this game is in London. Who do you guys like? The last time that Kyle Pitts was in London, I think he had a pretty decent game. Lewis says Texas is going to borrow USC's playbook. I don't think USC is just going to gift it to him, Lewis, but we'll see. We will see. But yeah, so who do you guys like between the Falcons and the Jaguars? Again, courtesy of Mike to get these games requested at the half. Braden says, funny story, JB, in the off season, I did a record prediction for the Lions, and someone called me a Lions beat writer. There was a lot of this, like it was either you love the Lions or you hated it. And I feel like that's the way with everything, honestly, these days. Either you love them or you hate them. All right, let's see. So Braden says he's got the Jags winning tomorrow. Okay, Jags over the Falcons. Okay, I mean, I think about it and I feel that I do also like the Jags in that one. I think that they have to bounce back from how they lost to Houston. They were humble again. So I could see them going out there and winning. They've got a pretty good run defense. We know the Falcons want to run the ball. I can see the Jags winning 23-13 or 23-16, something like that. I can see it. All right, next up, we've got the Dolphins versus the Bills. Again, Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Braden says you might be streaming Texas again next week because they're playing Oklahoma. And so, oh man, those Texas Oklahoma games tend to be a great one unless we're referring to last year. But we're just going to disregard last year. This year should be more like the Texas Oklahoma. That's certainly going to be up there for consideration. I'll obviously look and see what other games as well. But certainly, y'all know Texas and Oklahoma. I have pretty much streamed that game every year except I don't know if I streamed them last year, but every other year I have streamed that game. So we will see. We will see. That is for sure. All right, so let's see. All right, so JB's just doing his pick'ems right now. JB's got a rebound from earlier. Let's see. You say Bills. You say they're either really great or they're blowouts. And so exactly when you have that much firepower, it's either going to go one or two ways out there. One or two ways, honestly. All right, let's see. Yeah. Again, JB's just doing his pick'ems real quick. Yeah, Kansas definitely needs to make sure that Kansas has got to continue to feed Devin Neal. Feed my man Devin Neal. Let's see, Mitchell's got himself 85 yards passing so far. But Lewis believes there's going to be a good amount of scoring here in the second half. We will look and see for sure. All right, let's see. All right, JB just needs one more. All right, let us see if this works out for JB. All right, so now that JB's getting that done, all right. And again, we are currently right now at halftime. All right, so next up is the Broncos versus the Bears, the game that someone has to get their first win, right? Someone has to get their first win. But Broncos versus Bears, what are we thinking here? It's going to be at Chicago. I feel if the Bears just go ahead and let Justin Fields just run like crazy, the Bears can win this one. But if they try to force him to be a pocket passer, it's not happening. Lewis said, made you some taquitos for the second half. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Lewis is ready. Let's see if Texas is too. Let us see if Texas is as well. All right. So, yeah. So now JB's going to be rooting for Jonathan Brooks. I need Brooks to go out there and get me some more yards now. All right. So Braden says he thinks the Broncos will get their first win. Does anybody think that the Bears will score 70 tomorrow? And again, still at halftime here. Black says the Bears are horrible. Brandon says, oh no, JB. Yeah, two teams trying to get their first win. But speaking of the Bears being horrible, who right now is the worst team in the NFL in your opinion? This is purely your opinion, so there are no wrong answers. But who right now is the worst team right now in the NFL? Many people thought it was going to be the Cardinals, but they went out there and showed that Joshua Dobbs, he's going out there and he's making it do what it do. So he might can't buy his own jersey from the team store because they don't have it, but other than that, he's looking pretty good. Lewis says the Panthers. You say the Panthers right now? Braden says the Bears easily. Black says the Panthers too. Wow. I didn't think I'd get so many Panthers answers. I mean, ouch. So if the Panthers played the Bears right now, who do I think would win? Oh man, that would be. Somehow I feel the Panthers would barely win that one because it's a low-scoring game. I don't know, but okay, okay. So Braden says the Bears. Why am I not surprised? How are we feeling about the Minnesota Vikings right now? Braden says, yeah, I saw that, JB, the disrespect by the Cardinals. And so you specifically said that you would not draft any players from the Cardinals before our fantasy draft. He was like, you would not take anybody from the Cardinals. At that time, I had already marked two, potentially three players from the Cardinals that I was hoping to get towards the end. Black says, with or without Dalton. Well, for fantasy purposes, I can certainly clarify that there is a difference when Dalton's in there for fantasy football right now. But with their quarterback one, so basically with Bryce Young in there, who's worse right now? Is it the Bears? Is it the Panthers? Is it the Vikings? They're a team that's still looking for their first win. Who else is looking for their first win right now that hasn't achieved it? The Broncos? Are there any other winless teams that I'm not thinking about, or is it just those four? Braden says, well, I kept my word, JV. That you did. That you did. I'm not going to lie. That you did. But for me, I was hoping to get James Conner in this league. I got him in my other league, but I was hoping to get him in this league too to get James Conner because every year he's been someone that has hurt my team in fantasy. So I was hoping that this year he can actually be an ally. Let's see. You say the Vikings could turn it around. Braden, I am shocked this is coming from you that the Minnesota Vikings can turn this around. I mean, but honestly, though, last year, 11 games were decided by like what, less than 2 points for them or something like that. So last year's team, they just got the lucky breaks. This year's team is not getting those lucky breaks at all. Who do we believe in right now? Who do we believe more in? Do we believe more in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a team? Or do we believe that the Buccaneers can sustain their success? Or do we believe that the Minnesota Vikings have a better chance at turning around their season? Which one is more likely to happen? Tampa Bay continues to have their success that they've had so far with Baker Mayfield, or that Kirk Cousins and the Vikings turn around and get things going? What is more likely to happen? Let's see. Lewis says the Bears are going into Lambeau Field and winning the last game. Lewis. Braden says you can't even trash on Kirk Cousins because he's been playing so good. Let's see. Black says he believes more in the Minnesota Vikings turning around their season than for Baker Mayfield to sustain the success that he's had down there in Tampa Bay. Braden says that's not happening. Lewis, he says that's not happening. Lewis says Minnesota will turn it around. Just stay away from primetime games. You got a key point there. You got a key point. Stay away from primetime matchups. Absolutely. Okay. 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 All right. All right. I got another question for you guys. Let's say your team is down at the half. You're down 20, I'm going to say 28-0. So you know in the second half it's going to be a lot of passing. Who would you rather lead your team back in the second half or try to lead your team back in the second half and stuff like that? Would you rather it be Baker Mayfield or would you rather it be Daniel Jones? Who would you rather have to be your quarterback in the second half? If you were losing 28-0 after the first half and you needed a quarterback to try to bring you back, would you rather have Baker Mayfield or Daniel Jones? Who would you rather have as your quarterback to try to bring your squad back? Lewis says that one's easy. He says Baker. He says he wouldn't trust Daniel Jones with a 28 nothing lead. Better yet, trying to come back from 028. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Daniel Jones. No, I'd have to take my shot on Baker as well because at least Baker's got confidence in himself. But Black says Baker the Milkman Mayfield. Yes, yes, I feel like I would have to go Baker as well over Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, I couldn't trust him with a 28 nothing lead. Honestly, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Could not do it. All right, next question. If you were an NFL team, say for your favorite NFL franchise, if you could acquire one guy on your team at wide receiver, would you rather have Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill? Which one would you rather have? Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill for your favorite NFL team? After the season that we're seeing right now from Tyreek Hill, that we've seen from him in the past as well, different quarterbacks, same thing, but we know what Justin Jefferson brings to the game. All right, so Lewis says he'd rather have Tyreek Hill for his Bears, and he's going to need him. And then some. Lewis might try to make an exception and bring in both. He'll need both. And then bring in their quarterback, too, because someone's got to throw him the ball. So, but yeah. But Tyreek would be great. I mean, you guys would probably have to put him in the backfield, bunch of jet sweep just to get the ball in his hand, but absolutely. Black says Jefferson has more time left on his legs. That's smart, thinking about the future as well. So Justin Jefferson, I mean, he's just entering into that peak. Absolutely, but man, it's hard to turn down what Tyreek's doing right now. But I got to think about the future as well. Justin Jefferson, absolutely. They're both great. There is no wrong answer. If you get one of these two, they're both great. Just choose your poison, basically. Absolutely. Meanwhile, next game on the agenda, the Baltimore Ravens on the road at the Cleveland Browns. The winner of this game will be able to move on to 3-1. So, Baltimore, Cleveland, who you got? But yeah, Justin Jefferson would look great in a Patriot jersey. But at the same time, if I took Tyreek Hill, that means Miami would not have Tyreek Hill because he'd be on our team. So it would help my team even more in the division. All right, so the start of the third quarter is about to be on the way here, in which we've got the Texas Longhorns versus the Kansas Jayhawks here. Number 3 versus number 24. Both teams 4-0 right now. Both 1-0 in conference play as well. So big game here. First half was close. We'll see how the second half goes on. Texas ran almost twice as many plays as Kansas. Lewis says, why are the Browns favorites? Well, that's a good question. Probably because they're a home team. I honestly don't know that answer, honestly. Because from what I'm hearing, Deshaun Watson, who knows if he's even really going to play or not. So that reason alone should probably favor Baltimore, I would think. You say someone not playing for Baltimore. And so, to my knowledge, there's no major. Well, you know what? Baltimore, I think they do have a bunch of their receivers that may not be playing. I think OBJ may not be playing. I think Zay Flowers may not be playing. Last time I checked the injury report, and now it's been a couple of days ago, so I don't know if that's still the case. But I think that they will be without their top receiving options if memory serves me right. But if I'm wrong, someone correct me. Braden says touchdown Auburn. How did they score? Meanwhile, picks up a few yards on the play. How did they score, Braden? All right, so we got 2nd and 8. Shotgun formation, and they fake it to the back. Uwer's taking a deep shot here, and it is incomplete. Great coverage there in the secondary. 3rd and 8 coming up. Lewis says, okay, under 42. Yeah, excellent coverage there by the Jayhawks. Auburn says, we're not going anywhere. Ewers, better run. Look at him. Picks up the 1st down using his legs. To make it 1st and 10. Feeds it to the back. Look at him go. And there's going to be a penalty here. And so, yep. So how about that? Auburn gets a nice little touchdown. But the defense called for illegal substitution. You just can't do it. All right, so after that, it's 1st and 5. Receiver goes in motion. Fakes it to the back, throws it, and incomplete behind the receiver. What more can you want? Lewis says, let's go, Texas. You say go deep or throw a pick 6. Lewis says, not how, why. You say, come on, dogs. Braden says, quarterback run. All right, so now we got 2nd and 5 here. Yeah, JB needs to go ahead and hand the ball here to the back. It's exactly what they do. Look at him. Look at him go. He could go all the way. Touchdown. Texas Longhorns. Jonathan Brooks, 54 yards on the carry. Wow. Who needs a mailman when you got a guy that can deliver the mail like this guy? Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. I mean, right up the middle. Literally just ran it right up the middle. The person who had the best position was the official to try to do something there. Wow. 5 plays, 71 yards there, and just a minute and 32 seconds to turn the time possession off the clock. How about that for the Longhorns? And that is good. So, JB's liking that. Yeah, that makes JB really happy there. Okay. Lewis says he'll drink to that. He'll drink to that. And so Longhorns with the big time score. So now we'll get to see how the Kansas Jayhawks respond to that. And again, got to go out there, continue to run the ball with Devin. You got to keep going to him there. Him, Highshaw, use them and make life easier out there if you're the Jayhawks. Because passing the ball has not been it. Lewis says, you streaming the IO game, JB? I most certainly will not. Most certainly will not. I'm sure someday we'll get an Iowa stream up there, but it won't be today. It won't be today. You're more likely to get a college hoops Iowa stream than anything else. But what a big time run by Mr. Jonathan Brooks. Lewis says, let's go, Kansas. Take it to the house. He's already thinking about the next score. Lewis's motto is his favorite score is the next score. That's his favorite score, the next score. Let's see. Braden says, I remember you streamed when Iowa won the Big Ten championship in basketball. Right before they let us down in my March Madness bracket, Braden, which I had so much faith that the Hawkeyes would do decent in the tournament. And you guys let us down. You guys let JB down. Back-to-back years in college hoops. Kickoff on the way. All right, no return. So we'll see the Kansas Jayhawks and what they can do this time out here offensively. Lewis says, but Iowa making me money all on unders, on all unders. Well, we got to appreciate teams like that. We do. Braden says, yeah, we have a way of doing that, JD. And so I've noticed. When it comes to college hoops, I put so much faith in your Hawkeyes and also in Azure Shack's Fighting Illini. And every year it's the same thing. Just don't put your faith in the Big Ten team at all in college hoops for the bracket. When will JB learn that lesson? I don't know. I may never learn that lesson. I'll always root for the Big Ten to do good in the tournament. That's probably like the time where JB is the most neutral. I'm like, I don't care what team you are. Go out there and represent the Big Ten and try to get us a W. And we all just fall like flies. So disappointing. All right, so we got 2nd and 10 coming up here for the offense. Again, Jayhawks right now, you can go out here and make sure that they get something going because they have not been able to convert on 3rd down so far today. So just try to get something going. Throws it, gets the catch. Okay, he's brought that at the 40-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down. So how about that? First and 10. Quarterback making adjustments here. 3 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 back in the backfield, 1 tight end. Tight end goes in motion here. Again, from their own 41-yard line, takes the snap, gets to the back of the back, off the left guard there, picks up a yard on the play. Again, under 12 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter with Texas leading 20-7. And again, a reminder, if you have not done so already, to make sure that you press that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And look at that touchdown there by the Kansas Jayhawks. My goodness. And so that's going to wake up everybody. And just like that, Trevor was all alone. Wow. All by himself. Wow. Lewis, you like that? And that time being, I mean, wow. What a throw. Receiver was all alone. Clearly the defense fell asleep. Clearly. Big time play. Lewis likes it. Lewis is happy about that. Woo! Gotta like that one. 58 yards on the play. Jason Bean to Trevor Wilson. Lewis says fireworks. They're out. They're lit. Let's go. We got ourselves a game, guys. Got ourselves a game. These 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter here. Okay, so maybe these 2 teams now, they're woke now. They're woke now. Okay. Lewis says both teams borrowed the USC playbook. Is that's what the key was? That's what's up. And so Samuel, what's good with you? How are you doing? Appreciate you for coming through and stopping by JB Nation. How are you doing? Samuel says good evening. And so yes, I hope your day is going well. Absolutely. Glad to see you here. And again, we are currently right now at the commercial here, but that time, I mean, Jason Bean, Trevor Wilson was all alone there. I mean, I don't know what the safety was doing there for Texas. Would love to see the replay there, but clearly somebody fell asleep on their assignment there. But what a big time play for the Kansas Jayhawks here. So now, finally, this may be what we were anticipating here. I feel like both offenses have awoken, and that is great. Samuel says, you're good. That's what's up. Who are you rooting for in this one? Are you rooting for the Kansas Jayhawks or the Texas Longhorns? Let me know. Meanwhile, we've got 8 votes in right now, and so 62% believe the Longhorns will win this game here. But it's a 6-point lead right now, and so you think about earlier in the game, the Longhorns did miss that field goal, so you wonder if at some point that might come back to bite them at some point. But now that Kansas has got another big-time play, hey, there's plenty of football to be played here. We're still in the early stages of the third quarter. Lewis says you're fourth. And so, oh, man, Lewis, you might want to slow down a little bit. Might want to slow down just a wee bit. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys keep me up to date with the Georgia-Auburn game as well, as JB is tracking that one also. Lewis is going to be drinking for different reasons there. Absolutely. But, man, what a day for college football it has been. And so this is what we love this time of the year. College football is so great to watch. So, absolutely. And again, JB's next stream will be Sunday Night Football, where we'll get the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Jets. And so we'll see how that one plays out. Lewis says every touchdown he drinks. And so, oh, man, Lewis, you took the over. I'm pretty sure you were anticipating a lot of drinks today. So whatever happens after this, you're responsible for that, Lewis. You knew this was coming. And then we also got on Monday Night Football, I will be streaming the Seahawks versus the Giants. I believe Saquon Barkley will not be playing in that game. Lewis says, except the USC games. And so, well, I'm glad to know that you at least thought about that one, Lewis. That would be insane. JB Nation would have to pull you away at that point. Meanwhile, I did speak with 80s like a couple days ago. 80s actually commented on one of my videos, so I have spoken with 80s as of late. Meanwhile, Texas here struggling to just take it from their own 25 here. So we'll see how things play out. A little bit of pushing and shoving there, but I like it. I like it. And as Braden alluded to, Texas has another big-time matchup, a huge matchup coming up next week with with Oklahoma coming up. Well, is that game going to be at Texas or Oklahoma next week? But I know it's going to be a good one. Braden says, Lewis turning into those Dolphin fans, LOL. Samuel says, Georgia versus Auburn, 10-17, third quarter with 10-20. I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, JB's monitoring all of these games here. All right, but here we go for the offense. Mitchell goes in motion. They're going to feed it to the back. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards on the carry. Sorry, 3 yards actually on the carry. Second down coming up here. 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. They're all lined up. Multiple tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back. Hand to the back again, and the back is going to pick up another 3 yards on the play. That's going to make it third and short coming up. And this time it is C.J. Baxter on the carry. Again, earlier in the game, Sanders did get hurt. Braden says that game is always at a neutral site. So that's right. That's right. That's right. JB's tripping. JB's tripping. So, but it should be a good one. It should be a good one. I know that a certain team, a certain Oklahoma would love to get revenge for what happened last year. All right, 3rd and 3. Lewis throws it over the middle, gets the completion, and he gets the first down. And who else is he going to throw it to other than Mitchell? Mitchell has been extremely busy. Now, looks like Kansas came up with the ball, but clearly he had to be down, right? Okay, looks like the knee was down. The knee was down before the ball came out there. So it's going to be 5 yards and a first down there for the offense. 1st and 10 for the Texas 37-yard line. They're going to go 5 wide here. So they're trying to air it out from their own 37-yard line. Ewers looking, throwing it up there, and it's going to be incomplete. My man Mitchell there trying to get to the ball, incomplete. Lewis says this game exciting, and so yes. Under 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. All right, shotgun again, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Feeds it to the back. And again, Texas has done a tremendous job running the ball here today. Picks up about 4 yards on the carry. Baxter gets another carry. Lewis says, reminder to hit that like as if, he said, as I myself almost forgot. Yes, remember to press that like button. Absolutely. Appreciate that there, Lewis. 3rd and 6. Trips to the top of the screen. 1 receiver at the bottom of the formation. Tight end goes in motion. Out of the shotgun. Kansas sends 4. Ewers throws it there. And he gets the out route there, and that should be enough for a first down there for the offense. Let's see the referee's mark on that. That should be a first down, and that's going to move the chains. And that time he ran an out route. Ball got to him. Made the catch. Tackled immediately there. Did a great job. First and 10. Fakes it to the back. And he's going to get brought down for the sack. 2nd down coming up. That was Robinson from the defense there for the sack. That time he brought it down. He was going to try to look the run, but they got to him. 2nd and 12 coming up. 8 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Texas leading right now 20-14. And Lewis says, let's go Horns. You say, if the over hits, JB will do a backflip for me. Throws it, and oh man, look at that. Has a man, and he's still going before he's finally brought down. My goodness. So Texas is moving and grooving right now. And they're hurrying up, so they're back to this fast-paced offense here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Look at the snap. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Wow, that is insane. That is insane. Wow. So just when everything was going good there for Texas, you literally take your eyes off the ball, and then it gets crazy. So that's a loss of 15 yards there on the play. Wow. Who gets credit for that lost run, though? Fakes it to the back, throws it, and it's incomplete. So they were doing great up until that. Alexi Samuel says, you live stream night. You say football games night to start tomorrow. Start at 8 o'clock. Alabama, Crimson Tide, Mississippi State. And so, well, I typically do like one stream and stuff like that throughout the day. And so this is a little bit earlier than I guess I've been doing it lately. But I will not be streaming that one. But my next stream is going to be Sunday Night Football with the Jets and the Chiefs and stuff like that. So because JB does not have too much time and stuff like that. So this is my one stream for the day. But I appreciate the question. And so Ewers throws it and gets the completion again to Mitchell. And so Mitchell putting in work. The fourth down coming up. So he's going to bring out the field goal unit. Lewis says, spreading the defense now, going to open up the run game. And so I hope that they revert back to the run game just to help JB's, pick them. So I surely do hope so. All right, but the 47-yard field goal attempt is up. And it's no good. No good. He missed it again. He missed it again. Someone's going to take this kid's scholarship at this point. My goodness. Burt Auburn with the miss. He's 2 of 4 so far today for field goal attempts. Wow. First time he missed it to the left. Now he misses it to the right. Wow. And that's going to take us now to the commercial. But when we come back, it's going to be the Jayhawks with the football. But, man, that's insane. That is insane. Let's see. Samuel says, NFL game tomorrow, start time. Yeah, the start time for Monday Night Football. Let me just double check. I'm on Central Time, but on Eastern Time, it would be – I'll just give JB 1 second here. Let's see. I believe it's like 8:20 Eastern Time, but let me just double check that that's the exact start time. Either 8:15 or 8:20. Yeah, so 8:20 Eastern Time is when the Chiefs and the Jets will be playing tomorrow. 8:20 Eastern Time. So, yeah, so that'll be 8:20 Eastern Time, the next stream tomorrow. Lewis says, kicker cost you 6 points already. Yeah, Lewis is like, he's not happy about that. 6 points already? Not good. Not good. Let's see. You say good, okay. And so absolutely, yeah. So typically you can always count on JB and stuff like that for when it comes to the NFL, Sunday night football, Monday night football, and Thursday night football. If something does come up, I will post it in the post so the community can see it. But typically those primetime games are typically what JB does for the NFL because they're night games. They're easier for me to get to. So typically during the night. Now college football on Saturdays, those are typically the ones that it could be most of the time later in the day, but sometimes around this time as well. Just depends on how the matchups play out and stuff like that. But absolutely. Lewis says, hey, that sounded like my alarm clock. Ran to my phone. Don't do that again, JB. It's been a minute since JB has had that happen on the stream here, but absolutely. 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 But yeah, so far my pick 5 is looking decent. Still too early though for JB to celebrate. Thanks to Jonathan Brooks getting that long run. He's at 180, so I've got the over for him. And again, I did these at halftime. I need for Jarquez Hunter to stay under 98 yards total for Auburn. So if he can do that, that'd be great. Xavier Worthy, if he can stay under 60, that'd be good. Peyton Thorne, if he can stay under 87 yards passing. And Jay Fair, if he can just stay where he's at, I'll be happy with that. So Lewis said the under makes sense, so I'm hoping that you're right. I got my 1 over and 4 unders. Let's see. But again, still third quarter, 6 minutes and 21 seconds to go here with Texas leading 2014, but they missed a field goal, their second missed field goal of the day. And so will the Jayhawks be able to capitalize off this opportunity? Last time out there, Jason Bean was able to find Tyreek Wilson out there for 58 yards and a touchdown. Can they make lightning strike twice? That's what everybody wants to know. But here they go from their own 29-yard line, shotgun formation here. You've got 2 receivers, got a tight end, got 2 backs. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap, fakes to the back, quarterback looking, quarterback in the pocket, has time, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. A lot going on there for an incompletion, if JB must say. But 2nd and 10 coming up. So we got 2nd and 10 again here in the third quarter with 6 minutes and 24 seconds to go. All right, this time they've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back, and the tight end goes in motion here out of the shotgun, tosses it to the back of the right side here, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play, which is going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd down has been something that Kansas has typically struggled with here, so let's see if they can pick up 1. They did pick up 1 previously, so let's see if this can start a chain of different things, but they will make a substitution here with the formation, so let's see what they draw up this time. Lewis says you need Michigan to score 5 more points over 40. And so how much time is left in that one? I am certain that that game should get you to over, I would think. All right, here we go, 3rd and 6. Kansas is trying to get their first 3rd down conversion. Shotgun. Early movement there by the defense. And the receiver catches it, but he's going to be shy of that first down marker. However, due to the lack of discipline there by Texas there, that will give them 5 yards. Lewis wants them to go deep. Offsides on the defense. Yeah, they should have taken a deep shot, but I don't even think the quarterback recognized it. Don't even think the quarterback recognized it, to be honest, on that play. That he had a free play. I don't think he knew he had a free play. All right, but now after that penalty, now you've got 3rd and 1. This is where you got to get the ball to my man Devin here. Feed it to Devin up the middle. Let him get that first down. I would be utilizing Devin a whole lot more than what's been utilized so far in this game. All right, here we go. 3rd and 1. Fullback goes in motion, or tight end, I should say. Feeds it to the back, and my goodness, this guy can't do like a shooting missile in the backfield and tripped him up. Excellent job out of safety there. I mean, he got back there and he made a play. Wow, excellent job. They said a low man and win, but he was so low. I mean, he probably crawled. He probably ran between a lineman's leg or something like that to get back there. This was insane. 4th and 1 coming up. All right, so they're going to go ahead and roll the dice to go for it. Okay. All right, Kansas say, if you want to beat them, you got to beat them. And in order to do that, you got to be able to go for it. 4th and 1. All right, timeout called here by the Jayhawks, their first timeout. Again, here in the 3rd quarter with 4 minutes and 31 seconds to go. Lewis says, let's go. All right, and while we have that timeout called, let JB go back and see how is the Georgia-Auburn game going so far. So Auburn is fighting strong here. This is going to come down to the 4th quarter. Let's see how that one goes. All right, so we got 4th and 1 here. Jayhawks are content with going for this. They snap it. And oh my gosh, he lost the ball. He lost the ball. That's on the quarterback. What is he doing? What is he doing? That's on the quarterback. He was so indecisive. He couldn't make up his mind. So that's on him. That is on him. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. I mean, look at the replay. Look at the replay. That time, he's supposed to pull it back. The running back he had it long enough to where he thought he was going to keep it. But the quarterback tried to put it back at the last second there, and that didn't work. That didn't work. That's on the quarterback. He tried to pull it back from his own guy. That's on him. Lewis says, Texas ball, good field position. Check, 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 check. Texas coaches are fired up. You know what that means? Go out there and run the football some more, Texas. Run the football some more. You've been doing so good running the ball. Brooks is 180. Just keep running the ball. And that's exactly what they're going to do. And look at that. When you're getting runs like that, why you need to do anything else? Why do anything else when you can get it like that? I blame the quarterback that time. I blame the quarterback. I don't blame the running back. I blame the quarterback there. He still was trying to pull it at the end. Braden says Brooks is having a really nice game. That he is. And look at that. Another first down here. Another first down. Feed him. Feed him. Out of the shotgun once again. That time it was between the center and guard, and look at him go to work. And they hand it to him one more time. They say 3 times a charm. If the defense ain't going to stop it, why should we? All right, now put C.J. Bastard in there. Let him get a couple carries as well. All right, he's going to hop. A little bit of a hop in his step right now to the sideline. Again, Jonathan Brooks over 200 yards rushing on the day. Let's go. Lewis says, yes, 2 good runs will get us points. Absolutely. And they're going to feed it there. And CJ takes it all the way to the 1-yard line. Let's go. Let's go. First and goal. Oh, y'all could have kept him in there. Let CJ get a little touchdown. Y'all could have kept him in there, coach. Feed the man. Yes, feed him. He's starving out there. Feed him. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Heavy formation. Feeds it to the back. And that's going to be an easy touchdown. I don't think he was touched. But he gets the touchdown. Jonathan Brooks caps in there. Look at that. All you see right now are Jayhawks with their heads down right now. They know that they messed up big time. Braden says a walk-in touchdown. And the disgust on the face of the Kansas players. You can see that was evident because they know you went for it on 4th down. You went for it with the intent to go for it. But not only did you not get it, not only did you not convert, you fumbled the ball and you let them score in a game in which you were right there with them the entire way, and you gift them. You gift them points. And now the defense is getting a little tired trying to stop this running game. Hoover's bootlegging. He's looking. He just throws that one up there. Should have kicked the extra point, but tried to go for 2 to make it a 2-touchdown lead. Can't fault the man for that. And the way the special teams been looking, I cannot blame him at all. Lewis says touchdown is more drinks. At this point, for Lewis' sake, we might need to slow down on the scoring at this point. Absolutely. Big time plays. And that's how you get it done. Just on the ground, continue to feed my man. Give him the ball. Averaging 11.9 yards per carry. Let's go. Now we got 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Lewis says, kick the point. Lewis says, give him his points. He says, stop playing with him. Give him his points. How many more points do you need now, Lewis? Lewis says, stop playing with his points. You said that's 7. You'll need later. That is true. This kick that they're costing you with that. All right, so no return here. So let's see if the Jayhawks got in store this time out there. Lewis is hoping for a quick score. And of course, last time out there, we saw the Jayhawks get stopped on 4th down, in which the indecisiveness by the quarterback running back duo just hurt them ultimately. There you go, 1st and 10. Feeds it to the back. And look at him still fighting forward there. Someone blow the whistle for this kid. He picks up about 4.5 yards there. 2nd down coming up. Braden says touchdown, Georgia. Okay. Lewis says I can take 2 more shots. Lewis is about to reach max capacity here. All right, here we go. From his own 30-yard line, Play fake, looking, pass rush is there. Let's throw that one away. Has to throw that one away. So it's going to bring up third down again. So on 3rd and 6, let's see what the Jayhawks do here. Again, that was an incompletion intended for Luke Grimm. So 17-17. So is UGA about to do what they notoriously like to do around this time of the game, where they take the lead? I'm sorry, they tie it, take the lead, score again. You said Georgia's found another good running back. Georgia's loaded with good running backs. They never run out. And he passes it incomplete near the sideline. And Bean just can't get it going. All right, we got 4th and 6 coming up. 1:42 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Jayhawks punt the ball. Again, Texas leads 26-14. It's taking a bounce here, and they're going to go ahead and down it. So we'll see what the Texas Longhorns do this time out offensively. Ground game has been tremendous for them. I mean, Brooks already over 200 yards here. And so, but Mitchell has been so prominent in the passing game. He's got 7 catches for 104 yards. He's 18 of 26 for 214 yards and an interception. And so right now, if you're Texas, you got the lead here. You're starting to think, okay, we need some long drives here. Take some time off the clock. Continue to get points, but let's go ahead and try to shorten this game also in the process. That's what you're thinking here if you're Texas. But they're going to line up in a shotgun here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Feeds to the back again. And the back is going to pick up about 3 yards on the play up the middle. So 1:20 left to go here in the 3rd. So it's like JB said, now they want to go out here, try to shorten the game a little bit. Receiver goes in motion. Fakes it to the back, throws it, gets the completion, and that is worthy. What a big-time play there for the Texas offense. And that is Xavier Worthy there with the big play. He's now got 5 catches for 73 yards. Let's see, Lewis says, I shouldn't even be worried about Georgia, but the game is raising eyebrows. And they're going to hand it to the back, and the back is going to get back to the line of scrimmage there. And so this is going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So at the end of 3 quarters here, Texas leads 26-14. Lewis says Kansas is not helping slowing down the game. Yeah, they're not helping at all. They are not helping at all. At all. But we've got 1 final quarter remaining in this one. Lewis says, oh man, it's going to be close. You said you need 15 points for a push. At this point, he's hoping for the tush push when it comes to his pick'ems. Well, his over. Oh man, 1 quarter remaining here. But the second half here, at least Texas offensively, they were able to double their score from the half. So they went from 13 to 26, and they're hoping for a strong fourth quarter as well. Braden says, honestly, JB, did you ever think you would be streaming a Kansas football game? And so, I mean, if you'd have asked me that before last year, it would have been a tough stretch, honestly. But shoot, coming into this year, oh yeah. After last year, oh yeah. Lewis says, I think if I had under, you'll be feeling the same. And so, true. You would be rooting for that clock to run. So, but hey, I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I can see another touchdown. Those extra points are going to hurt, though. Those extra points are going to hurt. Absolutely. Let's see. And again, 8 votes right now on the poll. Texas leading the poll 62%, and they're leading this one 26-14. Lewis says, I hope you didn't pick the kicker in this game too, JB. I did not. I stayed clear of this one. I think Braden's team scared me away from kickers for a good minute. So, yeah, JB did not do that at all. But JB's done. JB's done. Xavier Worthy going over. I don't know why I took the under for him, but that last catch for Xavier Worthy put him over, and it crushed JB's dreams for this one. So better luck next time. Tight end goes in motion. Fakes to the back, throws it, and that's going to be completed. And that should be a first down there for the Texas Longhorns. Feeds it to the back up the middle, and CJ gets the first down. So right now, Lewis, looks like they're going to get some more points potentially here. They just need 11 more yards. Hands it to the back, trying to get to the outside here. Got back to the line of scrimmage there, but that's going to be it. Second down coming up. Braden says, is Xavier Worthy the second best wide receiver in college football? And so, well, you guys know how I feel about Xavier Worthy and stuff like that. He's definitely out there top 5 for sure. But to say the second best, JB can't necessarily say that. I haven't watched enough to say that he's second best. You say third, but definitely top 5. Definitely top 5. Lewis says, please don't turn it over unless it's a pick 6. All right, so we got 3rd and 8 coming up. 3rd and 8 coming up. But he's certainly someone that, hey, if he ends up on the Patriots, JB will be happy about that. But nah, JB wants Marvin Harrison Jr. Please bring him to the Patriots. All right, 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun. throws it and gets the touchdown. And so again, this one goes to his guy, his boy Mitchell. Braden says touchdown. Exactly. So how about that, Lewis? You like that? Lewis says we need OT. We do not need OT. Lewis says we need OT. That's wild to think that that's what it's come down to right now for you, Lewis. Lewis says, oh, that's right. That's right. More drinks for Lewis. Another shot for him. And so that's going to make it 33-14. They actually did kick the extra point. Let's see. Brandon says, JB, I think me and you need to accept our teams won't draft the receivers we want. I will never accept it, Braden. I will never accept it. JB does a lot of hard work scouting these receivers. I need my teams to listen. One day they will listen. One day. I don't know when that day will be, but one day they will listen. Braden says, what was the over, Lewis? And so, let's see. He needed 15 more points from what it previously was. So I think he needs another 8 points, Lewis, is what you need. Which means you pretty much need Kansas to score a touchdown and then go for 2 and get it. Braden says, then I won't either. Yeah. You've got to be as determined as the other Packer fan the other day. You've got to be as determined as him. Never give up. Let's see. How are some of the other games looking here? So we've got quite a few games up in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Well, Lewis, I see that Michigan's still up 38-0 right now, under 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Lewis says you took over at 55. Imagine if you took the under, how you'd be feeling right now, Lewis. But you got to be feeling much better now. Got to be feeling much better. So, but you still need more points, though. Still need more points. Yeah, JB is not happy from earlier. Not happy. Took the over on Nicholas Singleton for rushing yards at 80.5, and he finished at 80. Couldn't get me that extra yard that I needed. And then Marshawn Lloyd for USC finishes with 84 yards. I took the over at 88.5. Wasn't his fault. They just didn't run the ball with him. I don't know why they didn't run the ball with him. It was stupid. But anyways, they almost lost for that. They deserved to. Lewis says you need a field goal in the Michigan game. That's all he needs, y'all. It's just a field goal. All right, still a good amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, so, but not if you're the team that's trailing right now. Lewis says, I'm not good at player props. It's profitable, but too much work. That part hurt. That part hurt because, like, Penn State was leading, and they decided to put in their backup running back and backup quarterback late in the game and then go on to score. And I'm like, I just needed one more yard. That's all JB needed was one more yard. And then don't get me started on USC. They didn't run it out of pure ignorance on their part. They should have ran the ball more. It makes no sense to pass it that much when you can run the ball for as many yards as they were running it for. Made no sense. To have a running back like that, but you don't know how to use him. All right, we're turning it from the 1. Looking at the 20 and brought down to about the 24-yard line. That's where the Kansas Jayhawks will take over with the football. Black says, do you think Namath went too far in his criticism of Zach Wilson? And so, trying to recall word for word, what exactly did he say? What exactly did he say specifically about Zach Wilson, other than Zach Wilson not being a guy, and that Solomon's going to go down with him? I think that's what he said, if I remember correctly. But I mean, what he said about Zach Wilson, let me just look up real quick so I can 100% make sure that I recall word for word what he said. So JB's not putting words in his mouth. But we got 2nd and 10 coming out. Braden says Brock Bowers with a nice one-handed catch. Lewis says, is that water, Jay? It is water, Lewis. It is water. Let's see. And right now, Jayhawks here just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. We're going to lose yards on the play. Braden says field goal is good for Georgia. Okay. Oh, boy. Meanwhile, 3rd and 14, quarterback running for his life out there. Picks up about 3 yards on that one, but he was all tripped up. Let's see. Wrong direction, Zach. I mean, I respect a lot of what, Joe Namath has to say. I mean, I don't blame him. We're not going to go out there and try to sugarcoat it for Zach Wilson. I mean, he's an NFL quarterback. We saw the quarterback that was drafted after him, Trey Lance. He got moved on. So how long will he continue to hold the Jets back? I mean, here's the problem last year. He's the problem this year. Coaching staff is the problem for allowing him to still be in a position to cause more problems for the team. So, I mean, wrong direction, Zach. I see no fault. I see no fault. I see no fault. If I was a Jets fan, I would be livid because we know he's the problem. And our coach wants to foreign ignorance out there by pretending that he's not. He's like, I see how Zach works in practice. Well, I'm like, I see how he looks in the game. It does me no good if he looks good in practice, but he doesn't do good in the game. I mean, come on now. He said, dude said he was god awful, and it's all true. And so, all facts, all facts. He didn't say anything that wasn't true. Braden says that Joe Namath was an overrated quarterback. And so, ouch, Braden. Gee. Ouch, Braden. Where did that come from? Is it because he went to Bama? Is that why you threw a shot at Joe Namath? Wow, Braden. I didn't know you felt that way. I thought we paid legends respect. Gee. I mean, you put any quarterback from our day and age who we think is legit. You put Joe Montana back around the era that Joe Namath was playing, and you're not going to get the same type of plays, so you won't get the same type of production and stuff like that. What was asked of a quarterback then is not what's asked of a quarterback now. So to say that he was overrated, I wouldn't say that about a winner like him. There's only one quarterback who was overrated, in my opinion, throughout the history of football, and you guys know him very well. I won't say his name, but you know what I mean. Braden says, no, look at his stats. They're terrible. And so I need to compare his stats to the other stats of the guys that were playing at that time. Let's not forget, back then, defense could literally get away with murder. They can murder someone on the field and then show us that they intended to do it and then get pat on the back then. So I didn't see his stats in comparison to other quarterbacks in the league at that same year and stuff like that. But let's see. Lewis says, "Didn't Namath win a ring?" That's what you guys told me. You guys told me that if you get a ring, it doesn't matter how bad your performance was. You told me if you get a ring, that's all that matters, and that getting a ring makes you a legitimate Hall of Famer. That's what you guys told JB. So JB is just stating what you guys told JB, that if you get a ring, it's not debatable. So that's what I was told. I was told that Trent Dilfer, that he's an amazing quarterback because he got a ring and stuff like that. I was told all kinds of things. That Nick Folk, great guy, got a ring, so that's what JB was told. Black says, underwhelming offensive team mindset. Braden is upset because they have scored too much. He doesn't like offense, of course. You say Bart Starr was the best quarterback in that era. Now, Bart Starr was good. Lewis says he was winning. That's good enough. You say, you're not a stats guy? Nope. Black says, Iowa fans will burn their jerseys if their team score more than 7 points. They despise scoring and winning, of course. Wow. Wow. Speechless. All right, but Texas with the football here. Again, they're just going to continue to run the ball. We'll continue to run the ball. $11 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Black says that Dilfer is ruining UAB. And so, oh man, every time I look up and I see Dilfer teams, they're out there getting beat. And so I don't know their record on the year, but man. Braden says, I never said that Ole Miss quarterback should be in the Hall of Fame, JB. And so really now, really, this is news to me. This is news to JB. I did not know. This is news to me. Lewis says MJ's the GOAT. You're right about that. Braden says Trent Dilfer is not a good quarterback, JB. Let's see. Lewis says Michigan at the goal line. Okay, it's time like you're getting ready to cash in again. Absolutely, but man. Oh, man. Receiver goes in motion. And they feed it to the back again and again. They're concerned with running out this clock. Smart strategy. But Braden's going to tell me that Trent Dilfer is not a good quarterback. Well, how about Joe Flacco? How do you feel about Joe Flacco? Is Joe Flacco considered a good quarterback? Is he a Hall of Famer? I know that Joe's had a couple good years, but do you guys think that Joe Flacco's a Hall of Famer with his Super Bowl ring? All right, here we go to the shotgun. Feeds it to the back once more. And he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. Braden says, no, he's not. Let's see. Lewis says, Flacco so-so. Oh, man. Promise you, we were having different conversations a year ago. I'm just astonished. I'm astonished. Let's see. Braden says, Joe Namath had 173 touchdowns and 220 interceptions. And so it's all about, oh, man, what a big gash on that play. My goodness. And now C.J. Baxter's out there getting up some carries and stuff like that. Wow, big time run. But it's all sometimes a Hall of Fame. It's really about your impact on the game. That's what it comes down to. Your impact on the game and stuff like that. At the time, that win for the Jets, that was historic and stuff like that. So just like some people like that Ole Miss quarterback that you referred to, Braden, and stuff like that, because of the impact that he had. So sometimes it comes down to just your type of impact that you had in the game and not so much the statistics of it. Because if we're going to keep it a buck, does anybody know like Jerome Bettis? Like how many yards was he out here rushing for year over year? But we liked his impact. A big running back. There was him, Deuce Staley, or either him, Willie Parker, and stuff like that. But you look at the statistics of it. Aside from the rushing touchdowns, the yards wasn't necessarily, I guess, way up there in a given season. He might have had one or two. Lewis throws it. Incomplete. 7 minutes and 39 seconds left to go. Lewis says, don't bring up Ole Miss quarterback, please. And so Lewis is sick of it. He is sick of it. Black says, which Iowa quarterback has the most touchdowns in the NFL? This is where we need that option to phone a friend and ask some Iowa quarterbacks to just even put up there. Meanwhile, pass, and again, Xavier Worthy. Big difference there. But Lewis says, let's stick to good players. Let's stick to good players. Let's go. All right, so Lewis, it looks like Texas is trying to do you a solid now. They're trying to score again. So let us all root for Lewis to get his touchdown. Give it to the back up the middle, picks up 2 yards. Lewis says, come on, Kansas. He said touchdown and 2-point conversion. Lewis, you take a couple less shots right now simply because Texas has the football right now. Texas is the team trying to score for you. How dare you say Kansas when Texas is the team that's trying to score for you right now, Lewis? Let's see. Brayden says field goal is good by Auburn, so that's 2020. Okay. Throws it incomplete. Incomplete. Lewis says, oh, Texas has the ball. Yes, Lewis, put it down. Hashtag put it down. Hashtag put it down. Sober up. You don't even know which team has the ball right now. This is like the 3rd time today you've said the wrong team. All right, we got 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Texas Longhorns. They're 11 yards away from the end zone. They need 8 yards for a first down. 6 minutes and 22 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. I doubt they'll go for 2 to help Lewis out, but let's see. Throws it, gets the catch, and he's going to be a yard shy of the end zone. And the ball came out, though, but he was down. He was down. All right, so we got 1st and goal. 1 yard away from the end zone. Looks like Texas will score, but I don't think they'll get the 2-point. That they'll go for 2 for you. Oh, let's see. Lewis says, no, I don't watch. Just listen to JB. I appreciate that. And you got a touchdown there. So Ubers did it himself there on the quarterback keeper. So touchdown, Texas. All right. So that puts it at 39-14 right now with 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. And that time, Uber says, I've got some Jets too. Not going to lie, though, Robinson might want to work on that speed there. Uber says, it's stressful enough. You say, go for 2. Kicker suck. But they're going to line up for the extra point here. Again, the 12 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 51 seconds to turn time possession off the clock. Extra point is up and extra point is good. So 40-14 is the score right now with 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in this one. And so Mike, welcome back, Mike. Mike says scores. Well, the score is right now Longhorns 40, Jayhawks 14. So Texas is winning 40-14 here in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. It has been pretty much mostly all Texas here in the second half. Lewis says, oh, please, Kansas, bail you out. He says he'll never take the over again for the rest of the day. He says, please bail him out. You say, oh, yeah, touchdown, Texas, which means another shot for Lewis. And right now, Lewis is, it's a good thing you didn't have this policy for the Dolphins and Broncos game, Lewis. Otherwise, we'd be highly concerned right now about Lewis. We'd be extremely concerned. Mike, I'm not sure how long you've been watching Mike, but Mike, how do you feel about Joe Namath? A certain person in the chat that will remain nameless thinks that Joe Namath is overrated. Do you agree with that, Mike? Let us know your thoughts. He also doesn't believe that a Super Bowl ring makes you elite, which is new to me because that is not what JB heard last year. Braden says, I see JB's ignoring my comments. I wonder why. Let's see. I see when you put touchdown and you put, wow, Lewis isn't even watching the game. Shame, shame, shame. And so which one did I ignore? Which one did I ignore? The 2020 field goal is good by Auburn. You say, what, CJ Beathard? Probably. And so is that the Iowa quarterback? Is that the comment that I overlooked? Let's see. Mike says, you win a Super Bowl for Jets. That's impressive. You know what? He has a point. He has a point. You win a Super Bowl for the Jets. You're right about that. You're right about that. Black says he has to believe that no Iowa quarterbacks have NFL rings. Not even like practice squad, backup quarterbacks, like none of them. Gee, like they're notorious for occasionally putting out a third string quarterback. So dang, none of them. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts. Mike says he would not make NFL if he was 18 now. And so different times back then. Different times back then. That is for sure. That is for sure. Because I'm pretty sure back then, if these quarterbacks wanted to run, those coaches would not let them scramble at all. You're going to stand in that pocket. You're going to go out there and run the wing tee out there, and that's going to be what we're going to do. Oh, what an excellent tackle there by the Texas Longhorns. Still 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this one. Lewis says, your drink is affecting Braden. Let's see, Mike says, saying Zach Wilson stink should not be a revelation. And so, you're right. That's something that we all knew. I mean, did they think that just because Namath, represented the Jet organization, he's supposed to say only nice things? Nah, you got to keep it real. Just like the late and legendary Jim Brown kept it real that Trent Richardson was not that dude. He said that before Trent ever took a snap, that he didn't see nothing special about him. Meanwhile, Bean keeps it himself and scrambles for about a good 7 yards there. Let's see. Black says Joe Namath versus Chuck Long, 331 on completions and 601 attempts for 3,747 yards, 19 touchdowns. That's the best Iowa put up in the NFL at quarterback. I did not know this was going to turn into an Iowa versus Bama debate. Lewis says, if Jim McMahon's the quarterback, Joe Namath has to be great. And so Jim McMahon, they loved him. They loved him. He got out there and got some wins. When you were a quarterback back then, it was just about getting wins, honestly. Like, it didn't matter how the stats look. It was just your job to make sure that they went out there and got wins. And a lot of times, it was ugly. It was ugly. Not going to lie. It was pretty ugly. Heck, you look at some of the college stats and stuff like that from way back then. Like, it was ugly. Let's see. Braden says, did Luce Show say anything this week about Ohio State? Really, Braden? Really? That's where you want to go with that? Well, you know what? Lou's old, so we'll give him a pass. I'll give him a pass. He's a legend. I'll give it a pass. I don't disrespect legends and stuff like that. So I'll give it a pass. You know, he's just so sorry about how things are happening with Ohio State versus Notre Dame. We'll let that go. We'll let that go. We'll let that go. But I see what you tried to do there, Braden. Nice try. Meanwhile, quarterback throws it incomplete. Once again, that's going to bring up 4th down and 7 for the Kansas Jayhawks. So 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a penalty. There's a penalty. So roughing a passer is the call. Let me see the replay here. Oh, that was so unnecessary. That was so unnecessary. We'll take it, though, just for Lewis. Let's see. Lewis says, back then was all on the quarterback. No communication on helmets. Mike says, JB respects his elders. And so absolutely, absolutely. There's no need for me to take an unnecessary shot and stuff like that. He was just enjoying his big day. And so, hey, you know, I'll let it be. Stop it. Stop it, Mike. Stop it. How are you going to say that? How are you going to say that? You say what community college Ohio State plays? We are off this week, but next weekend we'll play against Maryland. So we'll play Maryland. Tua's brother will be going against them. So that's Ohio State's next game, October 7th against Maryland. All right, so a nice pass there. Gets it past the 50 to about the 46-yard line there of Texas. So there's some hope, Lewis. There's some hope. You say, yes, we'll take it. You say, shot, you'll take it. Someone take these shots away from Lewis. Black says, who do you have tonight in the game between the Iowa Dinosaur offensives versus the Michigan State Fighting Record phone conversations? We'll take the conversations for 200 in that matchup. But, man, you know what? This is a question that – all right, so my question for you guys, when you think of the team that's always in trouble with the NCAA for whatever reason, legal reasons, violations, recruiting violations, any type of trouble, what team come to mind first in college football? When you think of teams that are always in trouble in college football, what teams come to mind first? Let's see. Braden says Brock Bowers' huge touchdown. Mike says Ohio State entire year been week off. He said entire year? Do you not have respect for Notre Dame? Braden says 27-20. And so, okay. Out the shotgun here. Throws it incomplete. 3rd down coming up. Braden says he doesn't know the answer to that one. Lewis says LSU. LSU is top 3 for me of teams that always get in trouble that I think about when it comes to college football. They just had a lot of guys that have gotten into so much trouble. And you think about their alumni and stuff like that, guys like Darius Geis and stuff like that. I feel like they're always in trouble also. So I would put them in the top 3. I would say Michigan State also is another team that always gets in trouble as well. Although it seems like it's more so their coaching, but a lot of stuff goes on in that program. Throw Penn State in there as well. They're certainly one of the teams that always gets in trouble, I feel like. Black says LSU stays in trouble, though. Like, this is not a getting in trouble. This is a stay in trouble type of thing. Second timeout called here by the Jayhawks. 4th down coming up. So Lewis is going to come out to this 4th down here. If you're going to want points, you're going to need them to convert on 4th down when we come back from the commercial. Now, why in the world would they kick a field goal when they're down by 26 points? Why would they do that? How can you tell your team, like, hey, we're about to lose this game, but we want to go ahead and kick this field goal right now, take the 3 points? I mean, I would like it for you if they did that, but nah, they're going to go for it here, 4th and 4. So you need to hope that they get this or get another penalty or something. Let's see. Mike says Hamlin playing. Oh, he is playing? Okay, okay. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay, you say return to Vaughn. So, okay, so you guys are going to be inspired then, basically. Lewis says, give the kickers reps. Give the kickers reps. Let's see, Mike says Jimmy G out. And so who are they planning on starting in his for his replacement? Is it going to be Brian Hoyer or is it going to be Aiden O'Connell? Hopefully, for their sake, Aiden O'Connell, hopefully. Braden says, I wish we could even score a field goal. Well, you guys are going against Michigan State, so we'll see. Mike says Auburn last stand. Lewis says field goal, JB. You got empty bottles, not enough for a shot. Oh, man, Lewis. Oh, man. If they trot out the field goal unit, I'll be sure to let you know. But right now, it's still the commercial here, so we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. Mike says, let's see, who you like should be getting ready for church game. And so I would say for that matchup there, I like Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville there. Weird things tend to happen there in London, but I think Jacksonville probably, it'll be close, but probably by about maybe like 6 to 8 points perhaps. So that's what I'm thinking. Lewis says, which means probably no over. And so, Ron, what's good with you? How are you doing? How are you doing? Appreciate you coming through. Ron says, hi. Black says, I hear the Patriots are looking to bring in Bill Tucker, Chief Director of Heavy Breathing Phone Conversation and Quality Control. And so those are definitely not happening. Definitely not happening. All right, but here we go. 4th down here from the Texas 29-yard line. The Jayhawks here. Cornerback on the move, and Dean throws it over everybody. It's incomplete. He had a man there, just overthrew him. That's Luke Grimm. And with a name like that, I think that's the perfect way to sum up this game. Looking kind of grimmy now. Let's see, Mike says, oh, so Jacksonville familiar. And so, matter of fact, Jacksonville's going to have back-to-back games in London, I believe. So they're just going to stay down there in London. I forget who they play after this week, but they're just going to stay down there. Let's see, Black says that A.J. Green was overrated. And so A.J. Green overrated. And so guys are getting thrown under the bus for being overrated. And so poor Lewis, so close. All right, Texas here with their backups in. Look at that, this back. Oh, he ran somebody over. He still takes it to about the 47-yard line. I wonder if maybe Texas might be able to still score for you. Brady says, geez, Black Medicine. Lewis says, no flags. Are we sure? No flags, Lewis. Let's see, Mike says, Bills. Mike, were you watching the game where E.J. Manuel played against I think he played against the Jaguars in London back when you guys had E.J. Manuel at quarterback? Oh my goodness, another big time run. Is it possible that maybe Texas might score again? If you let 23 can make somebody miss, if he can make a safety miss, he looks like he's trying to take this one to the house. Now, I don't think the coaching staff will let him, but he wants to take this one to the house. And why not? You got your backups in. Mike says he hates watching Alabama. All right, so from the 46-yard line of Kansas, they give to the back again, and he picks up the first down before he gets brought down. A minute 20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Clock continues to run. Okay, so they're saying that he's short, so 3rd and 1 coming up. Wait a minute. They just put in a backup quarterback. Why didn't Manning come in the game for Texas? 3rd and 1. Shotgun formation here. Feeds it to the back. He's looking for space. And let's see where they mark him at. He's trying to bust a big play here. He really wants to get to the end zone. You say EJ best game, maybe? All right, so 4th and 1 coming up. There's a difference of about 6 seconds between the fourth quarter and the the play clock. And they feed it to the back. He gets the first down there. So that's going to go ahead and be the game. And Texas will win 40-14. Let's see. Mike says Eagles 27, Washington 17. Braden says no, JB. Oh, man. And so this game, it had its delights. It did. Now, Kansas fell a little short. Lewis says, oh, no. And so that's what? Loss number 4 on the year right there for you, Lewis? Oh, man. That's tough. But big-time win here for Texas. And they remain undefeated. Be the top 25 squad. Braden says Georgia survives again. Great stream, JB. Appreciate that. Mike says rate Samuel Howard. So Sam Howell, so far, I haven't got to watch too much of him, but it seems like it's not doing it's doing okay, but it's not doing good right now for Washington. From what I've seen from the outside right now, but we'll see how it goes. But right now, he's doing okay, but that's about it. Lewis falls to 18-4, 1 point. Today has been a day of 1 point. But Texas wins 40-14. But JB is going to go ahead and end the stream here. Appreciate you guys for coming through once again to being a part of JB Nation. Again, I will be out again for Sunday Night Football between the Jets and the Chiefs. And so, yeah, somehow the Jets snuck up there. But you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Lots of football still to be had. Lewis can only contemplate the missed field goals, the time they didn't go for the extra point, missed 2-point conversion, all that stuff. It adds up at the end of the day. Thank you guys so much for coming through.